Apple, the stock to watch, down a little more than 1%. This putting potentially the 9-day winning streak into Monday in jeopardy. Nikkei reporting the following. Apple plans to make about 20% fewer iPhone SEs next quarter in one of the first signs that the Ukraine war and looming inflation have started to dent consumer demand. Taylor Riggs with us today. Hey, Taylor.
Hey, John. You know, it's so difficult to always be careful with these reports because we've heard this story from Apple before. They guide us slower a little bit when it comes to some of the production, but they always manage to get it done when it comes to the quarterly reports. Nonetheless, this is the report and we'll talk about it. Cutting demand, as you mentioned, by about 20%. We're on the lower end of those smartphones. Yes, you mentioned some of the rising inflation. You also mentioned maybe some of the sentiment from the Ukraine war. So indeed, hearing that maybe they will be cutting it down just a little bit. And you mentioned that 9-day winning streak. I mean, you're up, what, 11, 12, 14% or so in the last 9 to 10 days. So really a huge winning streak that they're on. Let's talk about the breakdown of some of the sales, John, because when they talk about wearables as well, they're also looking at maybe cutting orders for the AirPod earphones. That may happen by about more than 10 million units this year. Again, AirPods have really become sort of a key wireless story here, right? When you also think about not only hardware, but some of the services and sort of a big growth sector for the company. So it's not really just the iPhone, but also taking a look at the AirPods as well and what some of those production cuts might mean. At the end of the day, John, though, it always comes back down to the performance. And Apple has been the big outperformer when it comes to the S&P 500 in the last year. You also think about what that means in the backdrop of yields rising, 75 basis points or so when it comes in just this year, really. So you think about sort of the contribution that this has had and sort of, at least for now, the big outperformer.